Hey everyone, it's Flakfire. Today we got some new details on the upcoming Battlefield 1 French DLC, They Shall Not Pass. It's not a new trailer, but EA and DICE did finally spill the beans on the new Behemoth, Elite, and more. So first up, let's talk about the Behemoth. DICE has confirmed the two-turret French Char 2C tank is in fact the new Behemoth. We saw it in the background of the recent teaser, but let's take a closer look. Historically, the Char 2C was the largest tank ever to reach operational status, though it wasn't put into service until 1921. Designed in 1917, it sports a 75mm gun in its main turret. This will give it some serious punch in Battlefield 1. The Behemoth also has several other weapons, a forward-firing machine gun, machine guns on each side of its tracks, and a machine gun in the rear turret. Based on the teaser, it looks like DICE has upgraded that rear machine gun to an autocannon, similar to the Becker cannons on the airship Behemoth. Based on this information, we know the Behemoth can probably carry at least 5 soldiers. Historically, the machine was designed to be immune to light artillery, so we can expect it to take a beating worthy of a Behemoth in Battlefield 1. Now, to be clear, I don't think the Char 2C will be immune to things like the rocket gun in-game, but its health will be similar to other Behemoths, meaning it will take a good deal of teamwork to eliminate this threat. Another thing to consider with the Char 2C, it's the first ground Behemoth that isn't on rails. You'll likely be able to capture any objective you want with the beast, giving it even more potential to turn the tide of battle. Meanwhile, we finally got some clear details on the DLC's Elite class, and it's modeled in the vein of an actual stormtrooper. The Trench Raider Elite class is built for melee. It's equipped with a new Raider club and an arsenal of grenades. Based on its appearance, he's built for explosive combat and for speed, complete with a lightweight flak jacket and some splinter goggles. He's also got a holster for a handgun in the teaser, so we know he's going to have a sidearm as well. If I had to guess, I'd say the new Elite probably carries multiple types of grenades to maximize the up-close and sudden tactics that made stormtroopers a success. Still, at first glance, the Trench Raider seems pretty vulnerable, especially when compared to Battlefield 1's other Elites. DICE also dropped some details on one of the new vehicles in the upcoming DLC, confirming the appearance of the Ramon Tank. We saw the tank in early concept art, so it's good to know that it's making it into Battlefield 1. Historically, the Soissong was used most successfully in the role of the self-propelled gun. It features 4 machine guns and a 75mm front-mounted cannon, similar to the existing A7V. In real life, it has a particularly short track, so it will be interesting to see how maneuverable it actually is in Battlefield 1, and if it gets stuck as often as it did during the First World War. There's a new stationary weapon coming to Battlefield 1 as well, the Siege Howitzer. DICE reports the emplacement fires just like mortars in the game, meaning we'll be aiming shots with the minimap and the top-down camera. It sounds powerful, but it also has some obvious drawbacks. It's stationary, and it leaves the operator exposed. The Siege Howitzer shown in the promotional images is a British 9.2-inch howitzer. The weapon could lob a 130-kilogram shell over 9,000 meters, and they were used extensively during World War I. Personally, the Siege Howitzer is what I'm most excited about in the upcoming DLC. I love the emplacements in Battlefield 1, particularly the field guns, so I'm anxious to see what I'm able to do with this new weapon. The new DLC also includes 4 new maps: Verdun Heights, Fort Vaux, Soissong, and Rupture. Verdun Heights is set after the opening artillery barrages of the Battle of Verdun in 1916. It's described as an uphill battle through forest fires towards the massive fortresses of Verdun. Interestingly, the map's description says the artillery never stops. This has me wondering if there's going to be random artillery strikes on the map, similar to what we saw in Battlefield 1's single-player war story, Storm of Steel, or if players will just be making heavy use of the new Siege Howitzers. Fort Vaux immortalizes the intense struggle of the fort's outnumbered and desperate French defenders in 1916. For players clamoring for Metro or Locker-type maps, it's likely Fort Vaux will deliver what you're looking for. The map is described as a maze of dark galleries and whetstone corridors, and it's likely to be entirely infantry-based. The real-life story of Fort Vaux is one of the most interesting of World War I, so if you're interested, I'll leave a link to another video in the description below. Soissong is based on the massive tank battles in 1918 and will feature chaotic vehicular warfare that will likely destroy the town and the idyllic French countryside. I've seen a lot of discussion about this new map, but few people have talked about the inclusion of a new weather event. Soissong features a thunderstorm. It's not clear if this storm is scripted for every match or random like the sandstorm on Sinai Desert. It's also not clear how the thunderstorm will impact combat, but its certain sounds will be muffled by the rain and thunder, and its likely visibility will also be reduced. For those Easter egg hunters, I'd look very deliberately at Soissong after it's released. Historically, Adolf Hitler was awarded the Iron Cross First Class after the battle. Rupture also likely takes place during the Battle of Soissong in 1918, as the French try to regain ground lost during some major German offensives. The map appears visually striking, with bright red poppies everywhere. Fighting on Rupture takes place in the evening hours, and there may even be some night combat since the map's description indicates as the sun sets over Fontenoy, the battle wakes up. This, of course, could just be a figure of speech, but it would be very cool if the fight transitioned from evening to night. Either way, we'll be fighting amongst a maze of tank wreckage on Rupture. They Shall Not Pass will also add a new game mode with the DLC called Front Lines. The new tug-of-war game mode is a mix of conquest and rush. Both teams fight for one flag at a time, and when this objective is captured, the action then moves on to the next objective. Capture the enemy's HQ control point, and the game turns into a rush-style section, where telegraph posts need to be attacked or defended. This certainly sounds like an interesting addition to Battlefield 1, though I'm not sure entirely right now how that would work. There's no mention of any new operations in the new information from DICE, but I'd say that's almost a sure thing. The Verdun Heights map description indicates fighting moves towards the fortresses of Verdun. One of those fortresses is, of course, the aforementioned Fort Vaux, so it makes perfect sense. Similarly, both Soissong and Rupture appear to take place at the same time, so it's possible They Shall Not Pass includes two new operations, but this is yet to be confirmed at the time this video is published. Lastly, a new piece of key art likely confirmed the inclusion of the Soissong light machine gun. The Soissong had a 20-round magazine and a fire rate of around 240 rounds per minute, meaning it will fit nicely with Battlefield 1's support class. This image not only showcases the weapon, but it's also a reference to a French World War I propaganda poster. Unfortunately, in this barrage of new information, we still don't have an official release date for They Shall Not Pass. We do know the DLC is out sometime in March, with premium subscribers hitting the ground 2 weeks before those who purchase it separately. More information is due out in the coming weeks, so I'll keep you posted on everything Battlefield 1. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, share on websites like Facebook and Twitter, and of course, subscribe. Thanks for watching.